All right, we're live on YouTube. This is my first time. How exciting. We'll see how this goes. Oh, okay. All right. Welcome, everyone, to our Let's Talk Tuesday. I've got a little bit of my star self shining through. My name is Shannon, and I am the chief astrologist, high priestess, otherwise known as the Galactic Girl Scouts of Lunar Ladies. I'm so excited to have the opportunity to come live today to talk. This is our in club.lunarladies.com. We have our Let's Talk Tuesdays in our free community where we look at the lunar phase of the week. I cast a chart, we take a look, we decode it, decipher it, and when we start looking at it in our own natal charts, first by understanding the energetics of the cosmic alignments that are happening at this time, and then using that knowledge and applying it to your own personal energetic blueprint, which is your natal chart. Okay, so I have a wonderful free community space off of Facebook, which is really cool, and it has its own app. It's a mighty network, and it's called Lunar Ladies Club. And then I have where you can go deeper and do group work together in my paid community called the Inner Circle. And both of those are available to you to enjoy, learn more about yourself, have a journey throughout the cosmos, and learn ancient knowledge that has been around in our collective for quite a long time. Hi, Janice. Welcome. Thanks for being here. So we're going to break down this full moon in Aquarius that occurred yesterday, August 3rd, 2020, at 11 degrees Aquarius, where we had the Leo sun aligning in a deep harmonic octave and with the Aquarius full moon. So the Leo sun shined its light upon the surface of the moon, our core self, to light up and bring up and expand into the fruition point of our second Cancer lunar cycle that got started on July 20th at, I believe, 28 degrees. I got my handy dandy cheat sheet here. 28 degrees Cancer, and that was the second lunation. So this is what I do every lunar cycle, is I make a medicine wheel. This is something I created, so I know what's going on, and then I can talk to you. So I have the 8 lunar phases, starting with the new moon, going down to the crescent, the first quarter, the gibbous, the full moon, the disseminating, the third quarter, and the balsamic. Yay! So that's where I make all the notes. But first, I cast a chart for each lunar phase. So I do a reading. The moon is my best client. She comes to me every week for a reading, and so can you. You can come every week for a reading. Hi, Guinevere. Welcome, beautiful. We're live together here on Zoom, and I did my first live stream to Facebook, which was kind of cool. I haven't done that before. So voila, looking into the future, that the full moon is opening up this big crystal ball in Aquarius energy that I can see into the future. So let's look into the future together. All right, and feel free, the chat's open in Zoom. And if you're watching on YouTube, comment and I can take a look at those afterwards. So we're going to break down this full moon in Aquarius. So now, as of August 3rd at 8:59 a.m. here in California time, we initiated, or the moon initiated us a whole week. I like to call this the lunar phase week of the full moon. So we get to not only experience it yesterday, but we're going to feel into it this whole week and expand out this fruition energy of the full moon. So let's just talk real quick. What's a full moon? So full moon is when the moon is exactly 180 degrees away from the sun, and the sun shines its light on its full surface, and we call that a full moon. And so as we know, the moon is our core layer, our core root self, how we need to be bonded with, loved, nurtured, and connected to. And not everybody gets to come into that sacred space of our core root self. So they have to build trust through the outer layer, which is our rising sign. So when you get your chart out, take a look at your first house and what is the sign governing your first house. That's called your rising sign. It's your outermost layer. And then we go a little bit deeper in and we meet the sun. So whatever month and day you were born and where the sun was, that's your sun sign, which is about your personality, how you know yourself to be, how you've kind of been experienced yourself as a soul embodied in physical form, how you've been experiencing yourself through that energetic. Okay, and that's your middle layer. And then we go deep into your core root self, and that's your moon sign. So those are the 3 layers of self that you begin to weave together in your understanding of discovering or rediscovering, remembering who you are in this lifetime. Now, when you dive deeper and learn more about your natal chart, you can start to look into the past lives, past incarnations, what's unresolved from other lifetimes that you bring with you as a soul that says, you know what, this new form known as Shannon got the medicine. And she's gonna figure it out. Or Janice or Guinevere, we got the medicine to heal these old soul woundings, unresolved issues, and take a look where you've been, what's been going on, what have you learned, what skills did you bring with you. There's so much jam-packed into your natal chart. That's why I like to call it multidimensional. It's interdimensional and multidimensional. There's so much we can learn about that moment in time when we came onto the planet and we said, ta-da, we are here. All right, so if you got your natal chart out, let's start looking at the alignments for this full moon. So it happens at 11 degrees, master healer number for all the numerologists out there. You're probably like, yeah, 1111, I can dig it, I can dig it. So what I would recommend this week is every 1111 that you get an angel shoulder tap, make a wish. Make a wish for your future self. Or listen, talk to your future self and say, what is it that I need to be wishing for today that will bring forth and manifest my tomorrow, that resonates with my joy and my happiness and my hopes and my dreams. So that's a big lesson from this week because of the 11th degree. We have 11 degree Leo sun harmonizing in a deep octave with an 11 degree Aquarius moon. It's very nice, isn't it? So take that 1111 magic tip with you all week. So you might get an 1111, oh, I looked at the clock and it's 1111, or I get my phone out and oh, it's 1111. Make a wish. So it can happen at day or nighttime. Or you might be like, okay, it's coming. I'm aware. It says 11:01 on the clock. I'm gonna like wait 10 minutes and go boom. Feel into my wish, say it out loud, imagine, visualize, bring it into the crown, and then bring it all the way down your whole Sushumna channel, down out your feet into your earth chakra and root it into Mother Earth so that it can manifest in the physical world. Doesn't that sound fun? Let's do that together this week. We can not only pray for ourselves or, wish for ourselves, we can wish for our family, our children, we can wish for our friends and family, neighbors, things like that. Aquarius says, wish for your whole soul tribe. But Aquarius goes a step further. It's humanitarian in nature. It says, wish for the humanity, the collection of humanity, past, present, and future, right? And we've been getting some inklings from the natal charts of the lunar phases of this lunar cycle. Wish for 7 generations down the line. Why do I say this? Because we have a lot happening in this full moon week. The energetics are really powerful because there's a T-square or timeout where the sun and moon are directly opposite, and then they come into T-square, 90-degree angle, which I like to say 90 degree, 90 degree. We turn it around and we go timeout. And we look at, well, who's there at the T-bone T-square point? 90 degrees, sun's 90 degrees, moon's 90 degrees to this one planet who's a superhero of the week, Uranus. Hi, Uranus, how are you? Or I should say, hi, Uranus, you're in the earth at this time. So Uranus is the modern day ruler of our full moon star, Aquarius. And so Uranus is a big deal this week, not only because he rules the sign of Aquarius in this modern age, but he is also in the T-square formation. So he becomes what we say the focal point, right? So we got a focal point, energetic. So we go down and we say, well, let's interview Uranus. What are you doing? What do you have to say? What's the guidance? Because Uranus rules the crown chakra, and we want our crown chakra connected to heaven and bringing that heavenly oversoul Christ conscious light down. And he says, Gaia, it's earth. I'm in Taurus. Bring it into the body all the way down till you feel it in your toes, and then it goes right out, connects to Mother Earth. And Mother Earth says, oh, hello there. Thank you, Uranian soul, for bringing the heavenly energy down, tickling my fancy down here in the earth. And I'm going to rise up and let it be known that I hear you, feel you, know you, and I'm connected to you as well. And that at this point, when we feel that heaven or that earthly energy rise up, we say thank you. And as we say thank you, we generate a magnetic force field of bringing to us more abundance. Now, this is really important to do this week because of the nature of the uncertainty that's floating around our world, right? So uncertain. We have unemployment, we have coronavirus. I like to say Cousin Vinny, that's my nickname for the CV. So we have Cousin Vinny still floating around, right? Bothering us, getting under our skin a little bit. We have, unemployment, so there's insecurity and uncertainty in all things Taurus, money, safety and security. Am I physically going to be okay in my body? Am I going to have enough money? Am I going to survive? So a lot of this energy in Taurus is like in moving in a direction of kind of in the shadow, counterclockwise. And we want to spin it clockwise because we want to grow it and we want to ascend it and bring it like up and accelerate it with all that Uranian energy that comes from the crown, which is our knowingness. So pay attention to that energy this week. Do I feel am I saying, I don't know, right? We want to nip that in the bud, stop it and say, I know. What is it that I do know? Let me get into that energy or that awareness and bring it down and feel it down to the tips of my toes and down into the earth. So earthing is great when you're feeling uncertain. So grounding, hydrating, resting. So think about things that are Taurus in nature: trees, rocks, ground, plants, earth, right? Into that mountains, streams, rivers, rocks, And also Taurus is very slow moving. Think geologic time. I like that. What is it in the two towers in the Lord of the Rings and the Ents? And they talk really slow. I'm like, ooh, that's geologic earth language right there. That's slow. So we want to slow down, even though Uranus is lightning quick in acceleration, Kundalini, like, woo, want to bring it down so we can integrate it through every cell of our being. So this is a great week also to work on your aura. So there's lots of magical tips and tools in club.lunarladies.com, our free community. You can download the app, it's free. Put it on your phone. If you're a phone person and you do all your business on your cell phone, download that app. It's free. It doesn't take up too much space. Join the network, which is called Lunar Ladies Club. You say request to join, you answer a question, then go check your email. You get a magic link, you click on it, and then you're in. You're in like Flynn. You're in the community, and then start following topics so you know what's going on. And we do this every Tuesday. Let's Talk Tuesday, 4:00 California time. There's always a replay posted later too. And you can always say, hey, Shannon, I'm not going to make it live, but I got a question. And I say, awesome. I love questions. Give me the details, because then we can break it down. And so what we'll do on Tuesdays in our free community is to do that. But when you want to get more attention, more one-to-one focus, more group work, then you join the inner circle, where we do the same thing, but we do it a day before. And we have a lot more tools. We do a meeting on Zoom. So we have all our little faces up, and I get to I know your chart, and I'm working with you to understand your chart and put it into play so that you can start merging with your divine right alignment, which makes life so much easier. That's why I love astrology so much in my natal chart, because it's taken the guesswork out of my life. And I feel so much better about that. I'm a lot more calm, a lot more grounded. I can see into the future because I can tell what's coming because I know what these alignments, their energy means. So I want the same thing for you. Okay, so we've got Uranus. So if you want to go into your chart, look for your Taurus ruled house. You'll find Uranus there for 7 years. Right? It takes him 7 years to go through a sign. And we're about, what is he, went in there like 2 years ago, I think. So he's only at 10 degrees. So he has 20 more degrees plus a couple yearly retrogrades that kind of slow him down. So that's where the T square T-bone is. So that's where we want to be nurturing ourselves. We want to make sure we're grounded. We want to make sure we're focusing on what we know. And in that space, create certainty. And in the certainty, then you start focusing on gratitude. But sometimes it's hard if we're scared to get to gratitude. That's a big leap unless you've done a lot of spiritual work and you've cleared a lot with all these lunar cycles. like I've been doing, and all of the ladies in here who are awesome. But if you're not there, that's too big of a leap to make. Then what you do is you start to go, what is it I know? What is it that I can just for today? What do I know just for today? Oh, I'm going to pay this bill, or I'm going to go grocery shopping, or I'm going to talk to a friend. I know that today. So move into that space, slow down, bring it deep into your body, feel it, let yourself start to breathe deeper, relax, feel the relief that comes with feeling certain and secure, and then allow that to slow everything down as you breathe, right? And I like to do the vagus nerve breathing. The inhale is shorter than the exhale, so and then breathe slowly, nice and long. Signals to the central nervous system to relax, because stress is a killer. Okay? We want to reduce the stress so we can make space for all the things that feel much better. All right, so we got that T square going on. Now there's one more hero of the week that we can focus on to understand the energy, because it's this next hero is with us for 6 months in an energetic frequency that is really easy to manipulate, as far as if we're kind of looking outside of ourselves into the mainstream narratives that are, being anything that gets repeated in the mainstream, question it, because it's a method called psychic driving, and they use that method for social engineering, right? So we want to be really clear and present to what's going on and around us, because perception is the name of the game. And if you can get a very clear, resonant perception of your reality, and you can control how you respond or react, we want to get out of reaction mode into response mode, which slows us down. We use our bodies that tell us it's a good, our bodies are the barometer of truth. So we can feel into what's right for me. Doesn't matter about anybody else at that time, because you want to be the lighthouse in the midst of the storm. All the crazy, ungrounded people. And you're like, I'm grounded, I'm listening, I'm in tune with my body, I'm integrating these energies, right? I'm nurturing, I'm feeding my body and my mind and my soul. And at that place, then you become the lighthouse in the storm. And people will flock to you because they're hungry and thirsty for that level of certainty and soul. So that's the goal, right? To get to soul. And we're doing really good together. We just keep staying together. Birds of a feather flock together. That's the Aquarius motto. Who's in your soul tribe? This is your week to really find out who is there. And it could be friends who've been there for years, right? Long time, right, Janice? That's your soul tribe. You can reach out to them at any time. You don't have to live near each other, right? You can make hey, let's make a date. Let's hang out and talk once a week so we can stay connected, right? Because it matters and it's important, right? And so with the dolphin motto is the more the merrier. Who's in my pod? That's what I like to I feel more resonant with that feeling of who's in my pod. Or you might say, well, who are my BFFs, my soul people, my gente, my groups, the people I can walk arm in arm and I've got their back and they've got mine. kind of thing. And I resonate with them and I feel good around them. And we can talk about great things and get curious and blow our minds, right? So those are the people you want to get closer to and bring closer into your world, even if you're miles apart. Bring them in by, let's chat on the phone, let's chat on FaceTime, let's chat on, let's join a group together, do something that we can unite in our energetic frequencies, as well as we're going to start learning. Hi, Manaz. Welcome, beautiful. Thanks for being here. We're going to be looking at, excuse me, what unites us, what brings us together, right? So look to your Aquarius ruled house to kind of get a sense of how do I relate to my social groups and who do I resonate with the most? And then go into your Leo ruled house where the sun is till August 22nd, I believe, and when it goes into Virgo. And that's where you're going to find your creative self-expression. And when you really vibe and live and embody that creativity of Leo, which is this beautiful, fun, vibrant energy, then that's who you start sending your radio signal out to attract your soul BFFs, because they want to dance with you. And dancing is great this week. Move your body. If you're feeling scared, uncertain, confused, I don't know what's going on, the world is like so depressing, or what's happening, put your favorite music on, dance. Do a dance party, even if it's just you. Get the friends on the Zoom, or like have a socially distanced dance party, however you want to do it, where you feel safe and secure, and do it. Moving the body helps move energy, especially emotional energy. And a lot of you might be very fiery in nature, so you need to burn the fuel. You need to get it going. So check your moon sign to see how it is that you connect to your emotions and how you need to be nurtured and bonded with. What element is your moon sign? This will give you an indication what you need to start moving emotional energy so that you can come into a more aligned experience of yourself and your experience of this world as a soul embodied, okay, in physical form. All right, so we have that T-square. So we're looking at Leo ruled house where the sun is, Aquarius ruled house where the moon is. Then we go into the T-square in Taurus where Uranus is waking us up. And that's where we need to most nurture ourselves. Now, one of the modalities I like to use, all right, Janice has got a Jupiter at 12 degrees Leo. Oh my God. So for Janice, her natal Jupiter is activated very powerfully from this full moon that happened yesterday. And she can experience and explore this for this week, as well as if she wants to kind of look at, I'm going to be watching this for 6 months, right? But for Janice, I highly recommend the next lunar cycle will be in Leo on August 18th to start talking to that natal Jupiter energy and what is it you want to bring more into your life, because Jupiter is the lucky sign. It's expansive. Here we have a full moon that it wants to expand the energy. And so the sun is shining and lighting that expansive planet up for you. So what do you want more of, my friend? More love? More Leo energy? More romance, fun, play, creativity, artistry? Bring it on, right? And then check the what number house Leo is for you. And that will show you kind of where that beautiful energy can start to take shape. Oh, third house. So we've got third house siblings, neighbors, friends, the way that you communicate. So you want to be communicating a thought, word, deed, and that Leo energy about love, divine love. I know you love your books, so read love stories, love poems, write them down with your hands, make art with them, speak them, maybe record your voice speaking this, feel it, sing it, be expressive about that energy that comes through the thought, word, deed, and really be focusing on how can I expand this love vibration that is part of me as a Leo. I know Janice, she's Leo, sun, and bring it out. And you're in your birthday month, and we're going to get your birthday solar chart ready for you. I'm on it. I'm just a little bit behind in my orders, but I'll get it to you as soon as I can, Janice. So you can put all that into motion for the Leo new moon that's on August 18th. So very emotional full moon day. Jupiter was gorgeous in the sky. Yeah, so Janice is very well versed in cosmic lore. She knows where to look up and find Jupiter and Saturn because they're in Capricorn. Now, right before the full moon, if you were looking up in the sky, the moon was in Capricorn, so it would have lit up in the sky where that is. But when you get really good, especially when you know what sign the moon is in, the sign the sun is in, you can start to track what constellations are where. And it's really fun. We learned that in the inner circle. Yeah, so I love to teach that. I love looking up in the sky, knowing what's up there. Who's up there? What are the stories? What are the constellation? What's happening? It's really fun because then that's a form of its own soul medicine that if we can live more like that on a nightly basis, right? Especially if we live in places where we don't have a lot of light pollution, we need to connect to the stars because that connects us to our natural frequency as a soul embodied. It connects to our ancestors. It connects us with the way that this earth is designed, right? Before the invention of electricity and light or artificial light, we had the stars at night. That was our Netflix and our reality TV shows. We looked up and we thought, what's going on up there? And we sit around the campfire and tell stories. Okay, so I want to get into the next planet to make you aware of because I want you to start tracking this planet in your chart. The next planet that's a big deal is Mars. Mars. So here we have the Aquarius energy of the full moon. Uranus, the modern ruler, that the moon and sun were creating a timeout. So it says look to Uranus because that's big. And Uranus will be in the sign of Aquarius till 2024. I believe 2024. I have to double check. But I also have something to say about 2017 and 2024 and 2020. So I'm going to wrap that up with that. But let's talk about Mars for real quick. And if you've got questions, especially Naz is new, if you have questions, honey, put it in the chat box. Happy to answer them for you. Yeah, and then we'll get your natal chart ready for you so you can start tracking and learning about yourself. So fun. I love it. I think my natal chart's like my most favorite document. My most favorite book. And when I do astrology readings for my clients, oh my gosh, everybody is the most fascinating novella ever, right? I have so much fun looking to see who you are and what you're doing here and what's going on, and then telling you what that is and cheering you on. It's my favorite thing to do. So if you join club.lunarladies.com, we have 50% off getting your natal chart report as a gift and a thank you for joining us in our free community space. So feel free to take advantage of that. Yes, I do not know where all my stuff is. Right, we'll find that out for you. Yes, we'll help you out. You're in the right place, Manaz. We'll get that for you. And then if you feel like, wow, this is so cool, I highly recommend and invite you to join the Inner Circle, which is our paid monthly program, which is set at a nice low price, make it affordable, and we really get into it. And then you get to meet all these other ladies who are getting into it too. And we help each other out so much. It's my second favorite part is the group. Okay, called the Inner Circle. So feel free if you have questions and you want to learn more about the Inner Circle, just let me know. You can send me a message on in the Mighty Network or an email at shannon@lunarladies.com. You can email me too. All right. Okay, so Mars. What's up with Mars? So who is Mars? Mars is the archetype of the masculine, and it's our brave warrior energy. So Mars is the ruler of Aries, natural ruler of Aries and natural ruler of the first house. So whatever sign is in your first house will be your rising sign. You want to take a look at Mars because Mars is the natural ruler of the first house. So Manaz, when you get your chart, you're going to find out where was Mars when you were born, because that's an energetic imprint of your divine inner masculine energy. Because as human beings, we're both masculine and feminine, right? That come together in balance. And so those of us identifying as women, we're the embodiment of the feminine, and then men are the embodiment of the masculine. But we both have both energetics frequencies inside. So we want to understand them both. So when you look at your natal Mars, it's like how you respond and react and get into motion and be brave and fearless and courageous. And it's like your passion energy. That's Mars. Oh, we love it. Mars is the athlete, the warrior, right? So we want to, it's where we can also tune into like our physicality. And we say, okay, what's our physicality set at, depending on the house Mars is in and the sign and what was going on with him when you were born. That will help you understand more the physical nature of your body, as well as what sign that rules your first house. Okay, so from June 27th to January 7th, 2021, Mars is doing something special. Mars will be in his home sign of Aries for 6 months. Now, Mars is a planet closest to the Earth, so that it doesn't stay that long in a sign. But because Mars started in June 27th, went into Aries, and going all the way to 28 degrees, which the final degree of how we measure it in astrology is 29. He's almost there. He's about ready to leave his home sign and go to Taurus, the constellation Taurus, but something happens. Retrograde, right? And what's retrograde? Slowing down to go around the sun. It's about review. So what happens is he's 28 degrees, almost ready to leave, and they pull them back. Come on back, Mars. And he retrogrades, I think, all the way back to 14. I have to double check, which is the midpoint of the sign. And then he has to go back again. That's why it's going to take him about 6 months. So we have the gift as well as, the manipulation of Mars and Aries over the next 6 months. So we really want to be paying attention to what triggers us, because the shadow of Mars and Aries is violence, war, aggression, frustration, reactive, like, I'm so mad, I'm gonna throttle that person, right? I always like to say, oh my gosh, my red hair is getting lit. I get a little bit like, that drives me crazy, right? So Mars is like, okay, I'm ready for battle. So we want to be paying attention to that. Where do we get triggered where we're like, okay, I'm ready for battle, put them up, I'm ready to go. Meet you outside in the schoolyard. So we want to like look at that before we take action, because Mars is pretty fiery, and he'll just jump in and go, oh, what if I would have thought about that? About 5 seconds, I probably wouldn't have done that. Oops. So instead of going into the oops land, we go, hey, Mars, I know you got a black belt in karate. I'm going to bring you back. I know you're an MFA. What is it? MMA. I don't, the fighter thing. I know you're really good at that. But I'm going to have you come back, take a breath, cool off, do some coaching. If you got to express that energy, go into the boxing, hit the boxing bag or, punching bag, or run around the block, or whatever you got to do to burn through that energy. It's really hot, fiery energy. So we want our Mars to be Bruce Lee, right? We want Zen coming in and having a martial art to this energy, because it's quick to burst onto the scene, and we want to know what we're fighting for, or if there's something that we need to be fighting for, because really Mars in his divine nature wants to be called into action. And so we can look and ask, like, am I being called into action? Does this resonate with my passion, or am I just pissed off and I'm gonna like let somebody have it? Because you don't want to do that to some innocent bystander, right? Take their head off, like, oops, sorry. So we know that that's possible at this time, because it's very like volatile energy, and we can look. I like to look in the current events to start to see energetics of Mars and Aries. With the current apple fire in Southern California, that's very Mars and Aries type of thing. And it's happening along the San Andreas fault line. So I like to watch, there's a wonderful guy on YouTube called Dutch Sense, and he's an earthquake guy. He follows it. I mean, he's amazing. He's awesome. But he's like, did you notice that it's starting along the fault lines? There's hot spots. So something's happening under the earth that we're, shooting up energy, fire, which then starts a massive forest fire. So we look at things like that. And then also today, I believe there was possibly a nuclear bomb or something, a missile that happened in Beirut. So we're like, wow, that's explosive, fiery, warlike energy. So that's another symbol or experience of Mars and Aries energy out of balance, right? So when we start to see, forest fires or, war type things, that's out of balance. So we go, okay, so this energy's being lit up. Now it's really interesting with the Mars in Aries, he's not alone. He is not alone in Aries at this time. He's hanging out with a really powerful energetic called the Black Moon. The Black Moon is called the Black Moon in Lilith. And Lilith is the archetype of the wild feminine unleashed. And if you're familiar with the biblical stories, Lilith was the original Eve, but she was too self-assured, too powerful, that they kick her out of the Bible. She wouldn't follow the rules. Kick her out, replaced her with Eve, the clone. But really, Lilith is our shadow side. And the shadow side you don't have to fear the shadow side, because in the shadow are hidden the gifts that are the repressed. And so we want to go in and face that to remove fear, primal fears out of our space. And Lilith is the energy that helps you do that. So when you get your chart, you go find your Lilith. What sign is she in? What house is she in? What degree? And we kind of look and we explore that shadow energy through the lens of Lilith. Now, Lilith is in Aries right now at 22 degrees with Mars. Or they're moving in next week. I think they collide as one next week. So that's real. So we're starting to see the buildup of kind of chaos energy. But my feeling is that's coming from the energetic of Mars, the Black Moon and Lilith moving. They just passed over the discovery point of Eris, the goddess of discord, and they're going to go hang out with her and become one, the goddess of discord. And not only is that super intense, but then that starts to create a timeout T-square with the Capricorn old guard establishment of Pluto, Jupiter, and Saturn hanging out in retrograde. So we're releasing a lot of bound energy from the past, but we get deeper and deeper into that. So that's kind of like really advanced type of esoteric astrology, applying it to the current events. So just take it in and go, interesting. Let me ponder that, right? How's that work for me? But I like to give you the current events so that you can see the power of what you're learning through your astrology chart and the language of astrology. I want you to see it out in the world and how it starts to take shape and how the influence of ways that the planets align at certain times with each other and how it plays out in our collective reality. Now, I do have to tell you one thing, is that there are really good and amazing genius astrologers who already know the esoteric power of these alignments, and they utilize them in the world. So just so you know, that's why when we look at the inverted world, black is white, white is black, up is down, down is up, right? It's inside out. Anything that's collectively kind of poo-pooed, made fun of, oh, that's nothing, da 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 da. You want to look a little closer, because if we're in an inverted world where everything's upside down, what gets poo-pooed has the power, right? Because they're like, don't look at that. That's just silly, horoscope, cosmopolitan, whatever. Don't look at that. Meanwhile, there's people in power that utilize those frequencies and the deeper esoteric knowledge. They use it all the time, but they don't want you to use it, right? Because that would give you your power back. So that's another reason why I love astrology, because I'm like, oh my God, that is vastly important to know. Let's learn what it is that they kind of keep from us. Let's figure it out and understand and apply it to ourselves in a way that does no harm, right? That only goes to making things better, especially starting with you in your life. All right, Janice got her Lilith. She's on it. Oh, Lord of mercy. Look at this. So Janice says she found her Black Moon Lilith, 23 degrees Aries in the 11th house. Oh, no wonder this full moon has been like big for you. So Mars currently, so we call it a transit. So we have our natal chart, which is a snapshot of the cosmos on the day you were born, at the time you were born. Then we say, okay, when we say transits, what we're saying is, where are the planets today transiting or moving through your chart, right? So we say, what's transiting? So I would say to Janice, the black moon and Mars are transiting your natal Lilith in your 11th house. Right? So that's what that wording means. Now, what's happening for Janice, which happens every 9 years, so you can go back, Janice, 9 years, start looking what happened in your life. So when we have a return of a planet or asteroid that we follow, and it returns to the exact place it was when you were born, we call that a return. And so, and depending on what it is, their cycle that it takes to go around your chart, and we go back and we go, okay, now I know it takes 9 years for Lilith to go all the way around the cosmos, the black moon. And so for Janice, go back 9 years. What happened in your life? Is there something that stands out? Is there a highlight? So that would be 2011, right? Kind of look at what was happening in your life. Take note. That will give you an indication of what needs to be worked out today, because she's back again. Like, hello, how's it going? Now, and I highly recommend one of my favorite astrologer teachers out there, Laura Walker of the Oracle Report. Super awesome. Go to oraclereport.com. She has a free ebook. She's so nice. She wrote this beautiful book. She gives it away for free. She's amazing. But she writes a treatise on the black moon Lilith, where she writes about, what's your sign and what house is your black moon in, and then she tells you about how to work with the shadow energy. So Janice, definitely make sure you have that ebook. It's free. You can download it. Look at a black moon Lilith in Aries and black moon Lilith in the 11th house to give you more clarity on what's happening. Hey Maggie, welcome. So nice to see you. Thanks for being here. But yeah, 11th house, Aquarius ruled house, naturally. Aquarius full moon, right? So these are the things that we're doing in the inner circles. We're taking our charts and we're asking questions and we're getting answers. And we're working through some tough stuff that we came in this life to work on. Because remember, you have the medicine. This version of you has the medicine that will heal old stuff from other lifetimes. And how you find that you have old stuff from other lifetimes is retrograde planets, Chiron, the wounded healer, Lilith, the shadow side, right? We want to look at those types of things. There's lots of ways to find past life energy in your chart. So when you work with me as a client one-to-one, I share all my secrets with you. Right, Maggie? We're going to get down right into it. We learn and we figure it out together. Oh, you're welcome, Janice. My pleasure. Thanks for being here. Happy to share the knowledge. Right. Okay. So watch out. It's 444 in California. Yay, make a wish. So watch out for Mars and see how it's getting activated within you. And so how you know if your Mars is out of balance is you start to get pissed off. Right? You're a little angry, a little hot under the collar, a little frustrated, a little like, ooh. If that's happening for you, don't judge yourself. Go, oh my God, this is what Mars out of balance feels like. Or this is my Aries energy, a little off kilter. So then we don't get mad at ourselves, blame ourselves, judge ourselves. Like we leave that at the door. We say, that doesn't have any room here. I love myself. I'm working on, understanding who I am from a place of self-love and self-care. So we go, whoa, wow, check it out. That's Aries energy. Woo, I'm feeling it. Where else do I feel that? What else kind of gets me like that? Then, these are my Aries or Mars triggers. And then once you realize or kind of sense what they are, and when they come into your face again, you're like, oh, I know who you are. I'm not scared of you. You're just Mars out of balance. Oh, I'm going to take a breath and use my tools. I'm gonna find something that kind of just helps me in the moment. And then I'll revisit that from a place of grounding, centered, calm, cool, and collected. Bruce Lee, martial arts. This is the martial arts of living on planet Earth in 2020. And I love teaching the martial arts of your natal chart and how to be instead of react. We're going to get into the place of I respond. And I might realize, you know what? That's not even my battle. That has nothing to do with me. Oh, phew, I'm so glad. I'm going to step over here, fill up, be resourced, and maybe I'll offer my prayers or my thoughts, or I might do something, or I feel passionate. I'm going to add to rather than fighting and taking away and getting depleted. We come back over here, ground, center, open up, fill up, take care of ourselves, drink some water, take a little break. Make sure our cup is full and overflowing. Then we come back and we open that door again. Oh, I recognize you now. Oh, I was thinking you were somebody from years ago that I was still kind of pissed off with. Oh, it's not them, it's you. Oh, well, who are you? Right? Then you get present. And when you're present, then a world of possibilities opens up. So this is what we're doing in Lunar Ladies, right? This is where we're getting to. We're getting out of the past and all the unconscious energy and subconscious triggers and all this. And how do we do that? Is we follow the moon through our chart and we get to know ourselves. And as we get to know ourselves, as the moon moves through each house every 2.5 days, we have a lunar cycle after a lunar cycle after a lunar cycle, we purge, we clear, we cleanse, we come back to our true self. We get to know ourselves again, and we actually get to love ourselves again. And then from that place, you are resourced and you're blooming like a flower, right? All this good, fertile soil energy, and you fruit, right? And then you give your gifts and you fulfill your destiny and your promise. So easy, so easy. So that's what we're doing in the Lunar Ladies. This is what we're getting to. So if we're not quite there, that's okay. We find out where we are and we say, phew, I'm here. This is good enough. I'm okay. Now I think I need some more tools, or I might need some more friends, or I might need people who speak my language, or I'm waking up and opening back up. And that's when we say, come on over here and hang out with us in the sanctuary and spa. And we take care of each other. And then we go into the inner circle if we really want to, we're really serious about rolling up our sleeves. And it's really fun. So I highly invite you to not only be part of the Lunar Ladies Club, which is a nice free community. It's the Club Med of astrology. Right? And then the inner circle is when we're on retreat. It's really cool. It's like this eternal retreat. Stay as long as you like. It's a monthly fee. Cancel anytime. And right now I have it open as 2 weeks free. So when you go to the inner circle and you sign up, put your credit card information in, you won't get charged for 2 weeks. And then you feel it out. I like it. What's going on here? What are they doing? It's kind of interesting. Kind of come to a couple lives, come to a couple meetings, say hello, introduce yourself, get to use some of the tools. Right? And then if you like it, stay. Then your card will be charged. And it's $44.99 a month. That's the investment, financial investment, and guarantee you'll get way more out of it than you put in financially. That's the goal. And then you start opening up, connecting, collaborating, and learning. And my job is to make it easy as possible for you to learn this language and to understand what this matrix called your natal chart is all about. So we learned new terms, we taught learning new archetypes and signs and planets and degrees and a little bit of math. It's kind of fun. Don't worry about the math. And then we just have fun doing it together. All right. So that's the nature of this week. Full moon. If you're new to living with the moon, it's a cycle of 28.5 days or 29.5 days because of our tilt, but it's normally 28 days. Four foundational phases that we follow that happen one each week, right? Starting with the new moon, going to first quarter. Now we're down at the bottom, right? So this is my worksheet that I do every month. New moon, first quarter, full moon, and then third quarter, and then back again to the next new moon. So we follow it, those four, and then it creates a medicine wheel. And then we utilize and understand the energetic dynamics available for us, and we merge and align, and we do the energetics of that week so that it's easier and easier. And it's a really way, especially as women, to get back to your feminine energy, which is your power, right? If you're embodied in a physical female form, you want to be expressing the feminine first and the masculine second. Now, if you are embodied in a masculine form, you want to express the masculine first and the feminine second, right? That creates the balance. And then when we get together, we work together and we come into this really beautiful dance of harmony, which is totally awesome. And so I'm working on a way to get our brothers in here to follow the moon, right? Like the Druids used to do. And it's a great way to manage your energy, understand yourself at the core, right? Because the moon is our core emotional self. And emotions are energy in motion. It's our Shakti. And we mix it with the Shiva, which is physical form. And we do cool stuff in the world, right? And we say, that's me. All right. Oh, Maggie says, yes, Maggie's just joined the inner circle. Woohoo, go Maggie. And it's already made a difference. Well worth it. Thank you, Maggie. I'm so happy to hear that. Thank you. Thank you for sharing your experience so far. We're so happy to have you in there. And each person that joins the inner circle, they add to. They bring all these soul gifts and presents. And I know Maggie, she's a client as well. So I know her chart intimately, and it's filled with gifts. Oh my God. It's filled with so many gifts. So when she jumps into the inner circle gets filled up with all these soul gifts. And so I intuitively know that each person that resonates with the work jumps in and comes in, even if you're not quite sure yet what your soul gifts are. Your soul does. Your soul says, whoop, here, we just upgraded to the next level. Everybody ready? We're accelerating. As each new person steps in, it gets bigger and wider and so juicy with goddess energy. And I mean goddess energy in the way of creative and expressive and kind of magnetic, kind of energetic to manifest, because we manifest through the feminine form with the masculine electricity, that Shakti, like, right? And then we experience the physical world like we're meant to, which is joyful, happy, delicious, amazing. And then we do it in harmony together, and then there's just love expanding everywhere. All right. Well, thank you so much for coming together on Let's Talk Tuesday. Come back next week, a Tuesday at 4 o'clock California time. There'll be a replay posted. And definitely, if you can't make it live, send me your questions. And you can comment in the event post in club.lunarladies.com, and it's its own app, or you can access it through your iPad or your laptop, desktop computer, or your phone. It's easy. And you can also send me an email at shannon@lunarladies.com, and I'll make sure that email address is in the comments. And you can send me your questions about, what's happening. We'll meet next week and talk about the third quarter moon, where we're finishing up this Cancer lunar cycle. It's going to be in Taurus. So remember how we talked about Uranus with the T-squared Uranus. He gets highlighted again next week as we learn to let go and surrender. This week is about bringing things into a fullness state where things are getting drawn up from deep inside the subconscious to the surface mind to see. And we can see what's there, and we can powerfully release with the love of the full moon. All right. You're welcome, Manaz. Thanks for being here. How do I get my natal chart? All right, let's end with that. How you get your natal chart? You can go to lunarladies.com and click on offerings. And so you go to lunarladies.com, and it'll say on the menu, it'll say offerings. So where you can find the products and services. And then go down to natal chart, and you can click on that. There's two options. You can get your natal chart and a PDF. It's about 25-page report, and use the code and that you got today, and I'll tag you if you didn't see it, for 50% off. Or if you want an extended reading, you'll get your chart and report plus a video intuitive reading of me saying, hi, I'm looking at your chart, and I'm going to do an hour reading of your chart, which comes with a follow-up, a one-to-one via Zoom hour follow-up, where we get to talk, and you get a chance to share with me what came up for you as you listen to your recording. It's really fun. So lots of options. So if you need some help, I believe Sherry tagged you in club.lunarladies.com, but I'll go back in and tag you as well, so you can make sure that you got the coupon code to use as a gift for being here. And you can decide what you would like. You might like just the chart and report, which is a ton of info. That's plenty. But you might like, I want Shannon's take on my chart, which I go into it in a much different style than the actual report, which is amazing and beautiful. But I go into it based on your specific questions, and I start to go deeper into that space to open up new portals in your psyche. It's really fun. I have you listen to it 3 times. So watch the video 3 times, and then, because each time something else wakes up as you listen to it. So you hear it differently 3 times. So after the 3 times, and why 3 times? 3 times the charm. Then you say, hey, Shannon, I'm ready for my follow-up. And then we find a date. We come on Zoom just like this, you and me, and then we talk about it. It's really fun. I record it and send it to you as well. All right. So hopefully that answers your question. Manaz, thanks so much for being here. Maggie and Janice and those watching on YouTube, thanks for being here. Thanks for being my first YouTube live. We're going to do more of these now that I know how to do it. All right. Have a blessed Tuesday and a wonderful week of the full moon. It's still, you can put your crystals out tonight. It's the day after the full moon. So if you want to put your paper out, we like to make full moon paper in the inner circle. Put your crystals out so they can be cleared and cleansed with the light of the full moon. And because it's Aquarius, it wants to work on your future self. So any healing crystals that you want to heal, either like your future or connections to friends, social groups, hopes and dreams, or that clarity of your crown chakra. Clear quartz crystals, great. Amethyst for the crown. And I say that because of the Aquarius nature of this full moon. Now, next month, it'll be a different sign. It'll be a Pisces full moon. All right, so it changes every month. That's why it never gets boring. It's always different. Thank you for joining. Have a wonderful evening. Talk soon. See you next Tuesday. Bye for now.